The number one thing that will get you back on track every single time. Hello, my name is Anna Lagrange and I am one half of Baba Business, the Birth and Baby Business Academy.
My name is Liz Stumford, and I am the other half of Baba Business, the community membership for birth and baby business owners. Oh, so what is this elusive number one thing that's
Dun,
going to
dun,
get you
dun.
back on track every time? Well, let's first of all talk about like what getting off track means, What does that mean to you?
For me, getting off track is when you just feel like either two ways, either just really blur about your business, like, oh, nothing's
Oh,
working.
yeah.
Why am I bothering with this? Like,
Mhm.
nobody's interested. I'm working really hard on it and I'm not getting anything back and just feeling really crappy about it. Or
Yeah.
it could be that you've just feeling massively overwhelmed, like you've got so many things to do and it's almost like it's made you stuck because you don't know what to do next. Like I think for me those are the two most common ways I'll be off track. What about you?
Yeah, very similar. Like for me, it's nearly always like a mindset thing, So if I let my self-care drop, then like it feels like everything goes to the pot
Mm,
basically. So, I feel like negative about my business, negative about my parenting, negative about like,
yeah.
like being a friend or whatever. Like all of it kind of goes to pot. So I feel like um sometimes it's not actually always the business. It can be outside things as well that really sort of take you off track, and it's kind of being mindful of that. And sometimes, let's just face it, like, I've often said to you, oh, I just want to go and get a job in Tesco's. And that's not to say like I think working in Tesco's is really easy. It's just like, wouldn't it, sometimes it feels like, wouldn't it just be nice to just show up for a well-known brand, do a job that's the same thing day in, day out, go home, same time this, same time that. But the truth is that I think I'm pretty unemployable at this stage, and it just wouldn't work out. And then, I
Mm-mm.
give my head a wobble and I realize how lucky I am to be able to do the work that I absolutely love, that gives me the flexibility that I need in the summer holidays, in, just all year round, and really kind of, that sort of brings me back on track, which brings us to what is the number
Mm.
one thing that gets us back on track, Anna?
It is your why, your purpose, your
Yeah,
reason for doing this.
yeah.
The yeah, that is it. And it really does work every time. I think when we've recently had a bit of a blip where we've been like, oh, things are a bit tough right now,
Mm,
which it hasn't been for us. We've been very lucky for the first year of our business, and then we have had a bit of a blip over the last few months where it's just things have shifted and changed. It's not necessarily a blip,
mm,
and we've just been a bit like, oh, do we know what we're doing here? You know what I mean? It's not felt as easy and flowy. So we're like,
easy,
oh,
yeah.
questioning stuff a bit. And I think that's for us. And of course, I think the thing is when business is hard, or when something hasn't gone to
Mm,
plan, it is really important as well that you acknowledge how you feel about it, and honor those feelings and allow those
yeah.
feelings and talk it out, and say that it's hard. And, this isn't about, just kind of, well, just stop moaning and get on with it. You're so lucky to have this job or whatever. It's about, it's about
Mm,
kind of, accepting that there are these peaks and troughs and ebbs and flows, and that sometimes it is going to feel hard. But then, if you do still feel passionate about your business, I mean, of course, sometimes people, like, they're done with their business and it's not the right thing for them anymore, and that's fine. But if you still know that your business is the right thing for you and it's absolutely what you want to do, it's going back to that original why. And most importantly with the why is how the feeling that purpose and that meaning that your business brings to your life, tuning into how that makes you feel. And it will honestly bring you back on track every time. And if it doesn't, then you probably have some bigger questions to ask.
yeah, definitely. And some maybe tips or tricks to like bring you back into that energy is, like maybe reading texts from previous clients, people who've attended your classes, saying like
Mm.
that they enjoyed it or what they enjoyed about it, like reading previous testimonials or feedback, or if you're like a hypnobirthing teacher and antenatal teacher, like reading birth stories of your clients. These things can
Mm,
really kind of bring you back to that energy of like, oh yeah, that's why I do it. And I know lots of us get thank you cards as well. Like I've got a
yeah,
drawer in my bedroom which is just full of thank you cards from people that I taught hypnobirthing to, but also people that I've trained as well. And sometimes I'll just go and read them and go, oh, like I forgot that, like I've done that,
yeah.
like I've had that impact on somebody, like that, and that's amazing. That really helps me feel good. And I always think to myself, like if I was working for someone else, I wouldn't have the opportunity to feel this good because I'm the one who's put all the blood, sweat, and tears into whatever it is that's made them feel so positive or happy, or like I've been part of their transformation. I'm not saying that I've created the transformation, but I've been part of that journey for them. Like they're always the ones who transform. But yeah, it's so important to take that time to tune back into why you started it and keep going if you really love it.
Yeah. So a couple of tools that I love to use is gratitude journaling. So just writing
Mm,
about all the things I'm grateful for in my business. So like beyond sort of, it linked to what you were saying about what clients have said, but also like what
yeah.
I get out of it. Like how does it make me feel when
Mm,
things are going well, when I get those thank yous, when I see like that transformation that somebody's making, or if I watch them with their baby or whatever it is, like what that does for me, and just offering gratitude to that, and also just offering gratitude for everything the business has done for me so far. That can be
yeah.
like the money it's brought in, the things I've done with that money,
Mm,
things that it's allowed us to do as a family, including the time that's given me to like. Because I remember when I was a nurse manager, and I'd be constantly having to like ask my parents to one of them to go to sports day to watch my kids and this and that, because just all those sorts of things that they were all right, but it was really nice to be able to book my business around that, and be able to go and actually watch it myself, and then I don't know, work a little bit longer in the evening or whatever it is. So I think
yeah.
that gratitude journaling, and then the other thing for me which really helps me is a bit of meditation. So just really getting
Mm,
back to that original vision, that visualizing what it is I want my business to create, where I'm wanting my business to go. Like think about my biggest goal and really tune into the essence of it, and remind
mm,
myself why I'm doing something, and where I'm taking things. And sometimes that can bring up new ideas and new, a bit of added creativity that my business needs for a little bit of a push, or a little bit of a pivot, even, something that's going to give it a little bit of extra, a bit of life, a bit of re-energization. So I think and that sort of stuff isn't going to come from the doing. It is only going to come from,
yeah.
like you said, taking the time out, a little bit of self-care, making sure that you are honoring and acknowledging your feelings, and giving yourself a bit of space, getting outside, all of that stuff is going to help you to be more creative in your business, and see where it is your business needs to go, or the changes you need to make.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. I think it's really underestimated, like doing this kind of work. It's why we really encourage people to tune in to their vision and to their mission right at the start of their business, is because like once you've
Mm,
done that, that is always there for you to go back to. And of course, it doesn't always have to stay the same or look the same.
no.
It can evolve and it can grow, but it's an amazing place to start. Like it's making me want to go and go and like tune back into like my vision
Me
and my
too.
why for, yeah, for like Baba and for the Calm Birth School, because like it just it really does realign you and keep you on track, because it becomes very repetitive if you are just doing like the emails, the kind of like sales calls, the marketing, all of that. Like you do forget that there's a bigger purpose to it. So just really staying connected to it is so important. And yeah, and thanks for the reminder. I'm gonna take that away with me for today.
Yeah, same. And you know what? You can't do this stuff enough. You can actually do this stuff
Yeah.
every single day. Like I have been through phases. I'm definitely not in one now, but maybe I should move myself into it, where You can just, it only takes 5 minutes. You can find,
Mm,
5 minutes at the beginning of your day, even if, I know if you've got little ones, but even before you sit at your desk for the day or whatever it is, or it can be out when you're walking or wherever, and just spend 5 minutes just tuning into that. And that is
mm,
really, that is really the power of manifestation. That's how manifestation really works, because the more that we tune into our why, the more we visualize what it is we want. You could call it, woo or magical, or you could just call it, it could be called the reticular activating system, where what we visualize and what we look for, we find. And also, the more you
yeah,
visualize something, the different actions you're going to take towards that visualization.
mm,
If you're thinking about something every single day, an end goal, you're far more likely to say things, to write things, to take action that are going to take you towards that, than something that you perhaps think about once a year or once a quarter. So
mm.
I do think there's an energy to it. I do, I love the book Big Magic by Gilbert, Liz Gilbert. I love
Yeah,
that book. I really do believe that there's an energy to ideas, and they drop in, and it's a gift to us, and we can choose to either go with it, or we can choose, otherwise it will go elsewhere. I do really believe in that energy, but I also believe in the very sort of like the scientific fact that if you think about something, if you're focused on something, you are more likely to get there. And we know that, don't we, through sports, kind of like sports science
yeah,
research and stuff, that it does work. Visualization 100% works to help us reach our goals. So, yeah, let's do it more, because I think it will help all of us in our businesses to reach those goals. And that's ultimately what we're looking
yeah,
for, isn't it? We're looking to reach our goals, and because we know that the more we reach our goals, the more we more impact we make on the clients that we work with, the more
mhm,
impact we make on the world, the more money we make for our family, which brings us, other things that we'd like in life. So all round, it's an important thing. And we have a strong belief, don't we, in that, women, we want women businesses run by women to have more money in them, to make more money, to step up in the world. And we're big fans of that. So, that's why we love working in this world so much and helping people to create successful businesses.
yeah, definitely. And if you're struggling with thinking like, well, how can I keep it front of mind? Like, how can I, make sure that I am not forgetting my vision, etc., or what my why is? Way back when I started my first business and I first started working with a coach, I created a vision board, and I had that vision board up in my ensuite bathroom, and it was there, and it was something I didn't actually stand and look at it all day, but it was like in my periphery. And I can tell you that pretty much everything on that vision board has come true for me. I also used to have like affirmations up, and I would look at them in the shower and repeat them every day. And those things brought me closer to what it was that I wanted to achieve, but they also kept me connected to what it was that I wanted and why I wanted it. So these things, they really, really do work. So yeah, get connected to your why, and every time you get off track, but also just generally all the time, stay connected. Absolutely. So, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then do click like, subscribe, drop us a review, or drop us a comment if you're watching on YouTube. Or come on over to Instagram and let us know what you thought, because yeah, we would love to know.
We would. And we'll see you next time. Bye.